Hello everyone! This video marks the 7th video in this quick thought on series. And really, what a better way to do a 7th episode than to do it on a James Bond game. The question is, which one? Could do it on GoldenEye for the N64 to see if it really holds up well today. Nah, I don't think I will. That game is being talked about to death. I could do it on one of my favorite James Bond games, the one from my childhood, Nightfire. Nah, I shouldn't. The whole point of a quick thought on is to experience the beginning of new games, and I just have way too much history with that game. Oh, I could do it on the IO Interactive James Bond game. Oh wait, it's not out yet. Right. Hell, I don't even think we have more than an announcement for that one. Oh, I think I got a good one. Hello everyone, I'm lateess, and this is a quick thought on James Bond 007 for the Game Boy. So the first thing I noticed when turning it on, other than the really good 8-bit rendition of the James Bond theme, is that this game has a Game Boy player border. So I guess James Bond plays this game on his watch when on mission. Well, it is a nice touch. It isn't like it changes how the game plays, and I was actually kind of surprised to learn that it plays like a Game Boy Zelda game. I mean, look at it. It's top-down, there are A and B buttons, and you can change what item is used on each of those buttons through the item menu, though saying that, it is a bit clunkier than a Zelda game. Also, whoever thought the save menu should be mapped to the start button while the item menu should be mapped to the select button was a very sadistic man. I honestly cannot tell you how many times I accidentally opened the save menu when trying to change what I had equipped. Anyway, once you start the game, you are plopped down in the docks of a Chinese village and get a briefing on what the mission is. Apparently, there is an arms ring in operation, and that there is some documents in this area that will tell the location of the arms ring, and James has been sent in to get it. The starting area really isn't that impressive, just a bunch of people with not too much to say. In fact, the only person with anything even remotely important is a handyman who says that he can repair the bridge if he has a hammer. Finding the hammer could have been better. There's no combat or anything like that to this point in the game. You just need to find a house and talk to, not his wife, but his bed. At this point, I'm not sure if I should be proud of this game or disappointed because it tries to do a really bad pun. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm totally proud. So I equip the hammer, like a Zelda item, and give it to the handyman, and he tells you to go away while he repairs the bridge. So I do that and immediately come back, and despite the fact that not nearly enough time has passed, the bridge is complete. Video game logic, what are you gonna do? But with the bridge laid out, we are able to get onto the mainland. Onto the mainland, and there are a lot of people who give us a lot of information. Mostly about obvious fighting techniques like blocking, as well as the fact that there is a woman named Zhong Mei who seems to be the leader of the arms ring in this area. Eventually, I find a guard blocking the entrance to a temple, and this is my first real taste of combat in the game, though he is fairly easy. I just blocked his attack and attacked him a few times, and bring him down. And once he is down, we get to go inside. The area inside is very small. It only consists of 4 rooms, though some of the monks inside say that the area has some secrets in it, and let's be real here. If there is any secrets, it's going to be in this top room that clearly has a secret, namely the statue. Or not. Yeah, beyond the statue, nothing looks out of place to be a secret. Well, it turns out I was right about the room, but wrong about the location it was. It was actually this completely unassuming wall over here, which takes me back to the retrospective I did on the original Legend of Zelda, and more specifically remembering just how bad Dungeon 7 was. But anyways, the wall leads to a storeroom of sorts, and after finding a key, we are able to open a safe inside, and in the safe is the plans that we came to China for. Immediately after, we get into a boss fight against Zhong Mei. For her first boss, she actually takes a lot more out of me than I thought she would have. She also takes a lot to put down, but eventually, Bond wishes her a good night and sees himself out. At this point, we now go through a gauntlet of enemies until we get to the other side of the docks we started out on. And we find a boathouse, where we steal a boat and head back to London. From China. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Well, now that we're back at MI6, it's actually kind of underwhelming, but at the very least you do have some important characters here like Moneypenny, M, and Q. From Moneypenny we really only get a one-liner from Bond. He then goes in to give the secret plans to M, but is considered an item, so you actually have to open up your inventory first and equip it. This does feel so convoluted sometimes. It would be better if the game did an inventory check and if you pass, it continues. Having to go into the inventory like this just slows the game down. So after giving M the plans, it is revealed that they are blueprints for a hidden base. But there is no location on them. There is, however, a contact. The contact is Iqbal, and he's located in the Middle East. which just so happens to be where 008 was last heard from a few weeks ago. It looks like this mission is also turning into a rescue mission. Going further into MI6, we find the lab. Most of the people here say Q is looking for me or that they're not Q. Truly the most important of NPCs. But they're not that important, because Q is. After talking to him, he will give you your gadgets. Exactly what Q Branch is known for. In this game, we get a gun and a keychain electrical mine, which will electrocute anyone who walks by it. Quite shocking. Well, with everything at MI6 done, we're finally headed for the Middle East. Specifically, the country of Kurdistan, the country where the game stops for me. So I get there, look around, try to find any information about the place, and I actually do discover a fair bit of information. For example, I learned that there was another person here with an accent like mine, or more specifically, like James Bond. And that person has disappeared, and considering that we know that 008 was here, well, it's a good chance that that's the guy who they're talking about. I also found a machete, which is kind of fun to use in combat, and can cut bushes that are in your way. Beyond that, I learned a few things that will become important later on, but doesn't do me any good now. At this point, I've been to just about every place I can get to in Kurdistan. I know I'm missing something, but I don't actually think it's obvious. I think it's more like the secret room in the temple in China, but where that was at least in an obvious location, the room with the statue in it, nothing here stands out, and at this point, I actually decided to call it quits. Well, those are my quick thoughts on James Bond 007 for my 007th episode of this series. And while I can see myself having a lot of fun with the game, at least after I figure out why I'm stuck in Kurdistan, also as long as there's no more invisible progression blocks like this again, man, I'm gonna have so much egg on my face if it turns out I was missing the most obvious thing and could have easily continued on. But that's beside the point. Overall, I played 2 sessions of the game, totaling about an hour, and I probably would have played more if I got past this point. But what do you think? Do you think James Bond 007 for the Game Boy is a good game? Do you think it can get too cryptic at times? Or am I an idiot because progression in this game is the most obvious thing ever? Let me know in the comments down below, and if you like what you see, hit the like button, and if you want to see more, consider subscribing if you haven't already. Until next time, game on.